Date with Danu, powered by
Welcome to a special Date with Danu right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. We're checking out the beautiful cinnamon life, and with me I have two very, one looks young and the other one is actually young. What is their connection and how burning rubber and also performing on stage under fabulous lighting setup can make a friendship? Well, let's talk about it.
Hi guys, this is Yevan David.
And I'm Yohani.
And we're here on a date with Danu. I'm a 17-year-old racing driver from Sri Lanka. I'm currently racing in Formula 3 and chasing the goal of Formula 1.
Hi, my name is Yevan David. I like the track because it's very fun and flowy.
Here comes Yevan David!
I like go-karting because it's very fun.
Yevan David, who takes victory.
And I like to win and get onto the podium.
The young man from Sri Lanka.
I've been on date with Danu a couple of times, so let's see what he's got to say.
Chali, she's found a love that's real. Now her bullet heart is sealed. Finally, Arugal neriye with the killer. Engini arat peh killer. Asitare khane killer. Deen hande had a show bane. Put it,
Welcome to the show. I have someone who is making big waves at a very young age. We have Yevan there. He's actually very young. I'm telling you, he's like just underage to do this show. And we have Yohani, who has always looked this vibrantly young. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, it's a pleasure to be here. First time as well.
I know. Well, I don't think you have... The target age group that I wanted for a show was 17. But it's remarkable, at the age of 17, you have done some great things. And this is all about racing. You know, we have had smaller hobbies like collecting stamps and, you know, like listening to like music. These were things that we did when we were growing up. But you went on to do some major things like driving. So you were based in Singapore
Yes.
and you left Sri Lanka when you were like 4?
Yes, around that age.
Things that I know, just off my head, you know. No, not exactly. I read the bio. And you got into racing at the age of 6.
Yep, that's right.
And your parents were totally fine with it. Like, you know, just go get yourself there.
Yeah.
You know, get hit by a car, totally fine.
I've actually asked my parents this question, but you know, I started at 6 years old, as you know, and my mum was a bit tentative at first, but only because me and my dad would be spending weekends at the track and away from my siblings and stuff. So that was the concern more than the risk part.
Oh, right.
So then we decided, like once I bought a go-kart in 2014 when I was 6, we practiced every weekend, but my whole family came to the track, so we were always together. And my dad was a racer as well, locally in Sri Lanka, so he was okay for me to start racing.
Things have really changed, actually.
Are you
we-
questioning your existence?
Yes, I am actually. At the age of 6, what was I doing? Trying to get an admission to school and all.
I mean, you also wanted to start racing, didn't you?
Not at 6.
Not at 6, exactly.
Now, Yohani has done some big things this year, actually, as it started. She did her first concert in Sri Lanka, which was a full 90-minute set. You know, I never understood how intense 90 minutes are until you're the only person performing, dancing, singing, keeping the whole crowd alive. It's a lot, and especially for a tiny person like you. How was it? How was the experience
It
here?
was amazing because I've done this same show away from Sri Lanka, like in other countries. Like this is what I do in India. We did it in Dubai, but it's the first time here in Sri Lanka, and nobody really knows how it was
This
gonna
90,
go out.
yeah,
No,
yeah, true.
because usually it's 90 minutes, it's 60 minutes, 90 minutes, or 120 minutes.
Right.
All just dancing, playing different instruments.
Yeah, not like sitting in one place and
Not
singing,
really.
like not doing a Mariah, like
I
carry
mean,
me.
that is also another option.
Yeah.
But how we have built the whole setup was there was dancing, there was me playing different instruments, engaging with the audience, singing together, and we had 5 costume changes in the middle.
That's
also.
fun.
Yeah,
It
I don't know how
is.
you can change that quick though.
He was there.
That's,
He came
that's
to
crazy.
watch.
I was there watching the
Right.
event as well. It was quite quick, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it was really cool. But, like, obviously, Dilanjan and Outright Stage put my vision together and made it happen. So that's really cool to see this same show that I do internationally coming to Sri Lanka and we're actually doing it. So it was really fun. You missed it.
I
You
know.
missed it.
I told her where I was. I was having my
Yes.
own concert.
That was a bit.
Yeah. I was in the hospital, like, just to
Yes.
let you know. So now this friendship is quite strange because there are a few things. Number one, an older person having a friendship with a 17-year-old child can
When
be
you put
alarming.
it like that, it's a big problem.
Can be alarming, And also the fact that, a musician and a person who, just has it living life on the edge. How did you all meet?
Well, we actually met through a collab through Merkstop, which
Yeah.
has been supporting us for a while.
Hold on. Merkstop is our sponsor for today's show. Boom, boom.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
Shanki is my friend, and
Yeah, so I've known her for about a year now. We started working together at the start of 2024, which is when I started Formula 4 racing, jumping out of go-karts. So they've been pretty much supporting me since I started my car career, and it's been a year now. So, yeah.
And all amazing services can be done. And if you do have, those vehicles that need to be handled with care, love, affection, and stroked beautifully, you need to take it to them because that's where you get guaranteed service. Correct?
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And I've been to their workshop as well and see what they do. It's quite fascinating, actually.
So then both of you met there, like just.
So yeah, we
So I still put my vehicle
Okay.
there, and then then we met.
Yeah, I mean,
went to Katakura in the
obviously
races.
exactly. So
It was just like y'all were both waiting, and y'all met. Or
Well-
was it like
what at Katakura there?
no, like how?
Oh, beforehand.
Yeah.
Shanki.
Yeah,
that's-
so,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so
So
that
that's
was
the
our
connection.
mutual
Right.
connection, and
So
then
wait, hold on. Let me say this. So there was Katakura in the races happening.
Yes.
And then I was like, I'm going. Do you want to come? And then it's like, that's the connection.
There you go.
Then
Right,
Shanki
got
came.
you.
Yeah.
Then he came. Then we met at.
yeah, and actually we've been to
races.
Katakura twice
We went
since
yesterday.
then. Yeah, we went yesterday as well. And
Got sunburned.
yeah, very sunburnt actually.
Brilliant. I really like it. I can live this life through y'all.
You
But
should come next time.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's nice to talk about it.
But
you
another
have
thing
this
is-
love towards racing as well.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was
You
about
like
to
all
say.
these where when she sits like I've seen pictures of you doing like off-road and all. I'm just so worried she might just be thrown out even with the seatbelt on.
Yeah. Looking back, because I used to do this when I was like 22, 23. I still don't know how I'm alive now because of the things I've done, but I'm still here. And
So you were quite dangerous behind the wheel as well.
kind of. I think the guy right over there who's looking at us can speak. Don't speak. But so I used to do off-road driving at one point because as a hobby. I realized it's a very expensive sport because
Correct.
when you break something,
The vehicle, she
Yes.
means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or bones. Or
Bones.
bones. Yeah.
yeah,
It can cost a lot.
Yes. So I was like, you know what? It'll just be a hobby.
But you have taken this up on a big scale.
Yeah, I mean, so I started at 6. I started racing internationally at around 8 or 9, and then I only raced full-time Europe from when I was about 13. and then moved into cars last year, obviously. Yeah, and luckily haven't broken any bones. Parts is a different story, but bones, no. Not
Brilliant. We have so much to talk about when we do come back. Do stick around. This Date with Danu, a special night.
Date with Danu, powered by
Welcome back to the show. We are speaking to two international representatives of our little country, which is amazing. Now, I had to ask him certain terms because, I'm not the most sporty guy you'll find, although I may look very rugged on the edges.
Commenting, but it's like
Now, your big dream is Formula One. That's where everything. That's where. Well, you started so young, so I'm just sure it's just a matter of few more days before you get there. But tell me about this big time experience that you had at Monza.
That's
correct?
it. Yeah, well, it was my first race in the Euro Formula category, which is just above F4. So the ladder is usually F4, F3, F2, but now there's series in between F4 and F3. So I did one weekend there, and it was raining on my first weekend, so that didn't make it easier. But I was able to win 2 races, so I really enjoyed that. And also driving a different car to the F4 for the first time was cool. And also that track, Monza, if you didn't know, is like 100 years old. So one of the most oldest tracks. And yeah, I really enjoyed it because my family was there as well, so I could celebrate with them. It was nice to see all the support from Sri Lanka as well on Instagram and stuff. It was a very fun weekend.
So from Singapore, you did move out at what age?
From Singapore, I moved to Dubai 2 years ago. So I was pretty much raised in Singapore. I lived there since 2011. So yeah, and that's where I started doing go-karting as well. That's where I started racing. I started driving in Sri Lanka and then started racing there.
All right, talking about big news, Yohani did perform with. You did a collaboration with Sean Paul and also with Maya. How was this experience?
so with Sean Paul, it was for the song for ICC World Cup. It was called Out of This World. So I got to collab on that with. I signed a new label deal with Pop Arabia. It's a label in Dubai, and because of that collab, I got a chance to
work with him.
Work with Sean Paul on this track.
Did you tell him that he's so big here? He's like a Sri Lankan. Like he could live in Maharagama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Chandrapal.
Yes, that's what he says anyway. And also with Edward Maya, we did a track called Diamonds. It's more of like a EDM track. But the cool thing is that in both of the tracks with Sean Paul and Edward Maya, I got to sing in Sinhalese. It's my language, and I want to make everybody hear where we come from. So I added Sinhalese on both of the tracks, so which was like a personal
achievement. And also it's great over the fact that, to say that this is what makes us unique.
Yes.
And that's brilliant. Well done on that. Talking about Sri Lanka, heard about the fact that the Sri Lankan national anthem was played for the first time in 100 years, or ever since that whole arena just opened up.
Yeah, so at Monza, that was actually the first time it played. And, Monza is usually Ferrari land. It's where all the red fans come, they wear red t-shirts and stuff. And that race, coincidentally, I was racing in a red car. So to win with that as well, and then for the Sri Lankan national anthem played, it was quite emotional, actually. So
Do people
nice, yeah.
Do they do like a double take when they know your age?
It depends. I think in the racing world, no, because everyone is kind of the same. But sometimes outside, yeah. But when I was younger, when I was around 13, 14, I looked younger. But now it's a bit of the other way
now
around,
you just look really old. I don't know.
Do I look 17?
Huh?
So I don't look 17.
But I must say, he has a super support team here that's like on that side. They have told him about keep his smile on, relax, shoulders too stiff, the whole works. Don't worry, you're good to go, don't worry. Now,
Thanks a lot.
this whole Formula One, you had something to do with it as well. You were not racing,
I wish.
but
No.
we saw pictures of you cheering there in the moment.
I am a Formula One fan
Right.
from a couple of years ago because how I got there was I did. Have you heard my song "Moving On"? I'm moving
No, not at
on.
all. I don't know what's that
You're
song
just
called?
joking. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Exactly.
No, I'm living under a rock.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. But moving on is something I got to do with Red Bull Records,
Right.
LA, and I did another collab. My Peta Effect mashup was done by Red Bull as well. So there has always been this whole Red Bull thing going on.
Yeah.
And every time I hang out with the team, they're watching Formula One. So
Right.
here
Because
I
your
am.
team has all boys and
no.
you.
There were a lot of girls
Are
as
there?
well. But then, because of that, I also went to see Formula One last year in Abu Dhabi, which was really cool. I got to go into the garage. I'm a huge Max Verstappen fan, so
Amazing. I'm sure you all have a
Yes.
lot of things to talk about.
yes. So it was cool. So
Right.
I'm gonna go see him next time.
Amazing.
Yeah, maybe in a few years. And
Oh.
hopefully in Red Bull as well. You never know.
Yeah.
Then it could be coincidence again.
Yep.
We have a segment and it's called One Word. Let's get into that. We have some fun questions considering the fact that we have one guest who is underage. I need to, Yohani was wondering whether I'm going to ask those usual questions. But I can ask you.
No, you can't.
But here's the best part. If whoever answers well will get a chance to experience more great things from our sponsor today. It's how you give a gift because without asking anyone's permission. Y'all didn't get it, no? Still?
No.
Merckstop is giving y'all another chance to, spend some time with your car at Merckstop.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. One
We
of the
weren't
winners.
told
There you go.
that,
That's
but
how you
okay,
cut a
sounds
deal.
good.
Thank you.
I will
Yeah.
come with my car.
There you go. So all the very best. Fight for the answers. No, actually, these are the most simple questions I can think of. Just one word. That's all.
Sounds
Don't
good.
give me lengthy answers.
Okay. One word. That's it.
Do you believe in unconditional love?
No.
See,
It's also
with-
supposed to be very quick. Like, boom.
who are you asking?
Yeah, who
Both
are you
of
asking?
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Take two. Are you selfish?
Yes.
Oh. I thought. Sorry.
I've wasted two questions already. Third one. Do you like spending time with kids?
What is it?
No. No comment.
No.
Do you like a clean house?
Yes.
Yes. I don't like this. This is too
Do
much
you
pressure.
like to do as little as possible to get by?
Yes.
No.
Have you ever had a messy car?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Do you think you
Polar
know more
opposites.
than what most people will know?
Sorry, we didn't hear that.
Do you think you know more than what most people will know?
No.
No.
Do you like a good debate?
No.
No.
Do you lie about your age to seem younger or older?
No.
No.
Sure.
Do you enjoy your own company?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you delegate your tasks to others and act as if you have done it?
Yes.
No. What? That's evil. Okay, it depends.
Do you spend a lot of time?
You wait for another 10 years.
Yeah, you'll get
We'll
there.
see, we'll
Do you
see.
spend a lot of time in the loo?
No.
No.
What's the most used app on your phone?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
The answer was supposed to be the app.
What app?
Well, probably YouTube. YouTube.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's the app you have used most on?
WhatsApp?
Okay. Actually, both of y'all are really bad. I'm the winner. Actually, y'all were just terrible.
Were you
at
keeping
this
track
game.
of score?
I think the questions were bad.
Time to get into a break.
Date with Danu, powered by
Welcome back to the show. We are speaking to, great ambassadors for our country. Now, taking Sri Lanka to the world is something that you have always kept saying. Something new happening happened recently.
Yes, I did a song with T-Series. That's the record label that I'm signed to in India. The song is called Ain't Nobody Like You. Ain't Nobody Like You.
In Hindi?
So, yes. In Hindi, it's called Teri Baahon Mein, in your arms. But
In English, it's a total different meaning.
Wait,
yes. Don't question it.
Sorry. That's fine.
Okay.
Can you speak Hindi now?
A little bit, I think, to get by, I can, but not.
Not
for
like lengthy conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so the song we shot in India as well, and I got to do the hook in my language. So, like you said, taking Sri Lanka to the world, I always try to keep something that is familiar with me, that where I come from. So this is also, the hook is in Sinhalese. So it's the first time ever in T-Series they've done that in Sinhalese. So it's a win for us.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
They all know about cricket. It's time that they know about other things as well, which is great.
Racing.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to you, the fact that you have lived in Singapore, can you speak Tamil?
No, I can't actually, because I was obviously living in Singapore. I'm actually half.
But
Well, I
Singapore
mean, yes,
third language is
yeah.
Tamil.
Yeah, of course. Actually, my father is Tamil, so I'm half Tamil, half Sinhalese. So yeah.
And yet you can't.
No, I can't. Yeah, but I am willing to learn.
Oh, there
so
you
yeah.
go. That's it. Now, this whole Formula One dream is not so far away, right? Now, let's speak about your the process of getting there. Where you stand currently, achieving all what you have achieved, doing what you have done for so long. How far is that dream?
Well, theoretically, it should be around 4 or 5 years. This year, I'm looking to do a series in European F3, and then next year, what we're aiming to do is global F3. So that's on the same weekend as F1. That's what we want to do, and then it would usually be around 1 or 2 years in that, and then 1 or 2 years in F2. So around 2029 or 2030 maximum, I'd be in F1, which is 4 or 5 years from now.
Amazing. Now, although you lived out of this country, how did they sort of keep this whole Sri Lankan in you, this identity?
Well, both my parents grew up in Sri Lanka, and they went to schools here as well, speak full Sinhalese, and actually since 2007, since I was born, I've been coming like every year, twice a year, and I love going down south to Baligama and surfing and stuff, and I'm spending a lot of time here, especially this year. It's the first time I've had a break in January and February as well. So spending time in Sri Lanka has been really nice for me. I go back to Europe soon, sadly, but I've been loving spending time with family here and going to be spending a lot more time here.
No, the fact that, although you have been away, you've still identified yourself and you call this your home, and that means a lot. So
yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure to represent Sri Lanka on a world stage because, there's not a lot of drivers that are from Sri Lanka. There was Eshan Pires before me in Asian F3, but to be representing in Europe is quite a nice achievement for me, so yeah.
Definitely. Now, you're a young chap, and social media can be a very interesting place. Have you had people approaching you saying, hi there?
Well, I mean, on Instagram and on TikTok and stuff, there's been a lot of nice comments about my racing and a lot of
That's it.
nice compliments
Just
about
about
that.
your racing.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see the comments on the posts and stuff. I haven't checked my DMs. That's for my manager probably, but yeah.
The manager
Who's
is
here
checking.
right now? Yeah.
The manager is your friend as well.
Yeah, he's my best friend actually, yeah.
In terms of the attention that you've got for something that you didn't even know that will, you know, be a part of your life. When you were 6, it was just the fact that you loved what you saw. Did you see yourself growing into this? Like, when did you think of this as, no, this is it. This is what I want to focus my life?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because when I started at 6, right? So back then, that's probably the time I started remembering things. That's when I pretty much
Yeah, that's when we are
started.
like normal humans develop at
Exactly.
That time. Like
So-
we're deciding whether margarine or peanut butter.
Yeah, most likely. But because I was able to start racing at that age, it just became my life, you know? And I started doing it every weekend, every week. So it just became a thing, you know? It wasn't like, oh, this is my racing life. It was like, it's my life. So I didn't think of any other alternate job or alternate career. It was always racing from that age.
Yohani, you know, the public life has its up, its downs. It can be vicious, it can be very rewarding. What is it that you have learned ever since you went global with the song? During the time when we were just locked up, kept in a corner, we were just all trying to mope over social media. And there you were, like, you know, creating some kind of positivity. Oh my God, there's somebody talking about Sri Lanka. As much as it did work well for you, it also brought in a wave of, you know, people who didn't know you so well. And, you know, comments and thoughts could be very painful. What have you learned in these years working, grooming yourself? And also you were also very new, although you have been in music, but you never took music full time.
Yeah.
It was all so recent.
Yeah.
How did you sort of handle it emotionally and also as a person?
That's a very broad question.
Sometimes I can be broad.
Well, first of all, like, you have seen the whole journey. I think from the start you have seen my journey, how I started and throughout how I've done my music and come forward. So there have been so many issues, so many good things, so many new things, and so many bad things, good things, but throughout what I've learned is that everything that happens is just a byproduct of your music. So even if I do a bad content or a good content, yeah, it's my music. But throughout, I've just been true to my art because it's my core, it's what I do. It's my music is my main thing. Everything else just comes with it. So I've just focused on creating my music, learning my art, learning new skills, learning new technology that's coming up. There's so many changes that's happening in the music world. Meeting new people that I'm signed to few labels now outside Sri Lanka. So meeting new people, like for example, recently I met Eastbound. He's a producer who produced a song for Travis Scott called Antidote. So it's like these kind of connections I would have never gotten if I got distracted in the middle. So what has kept me grounded is my music. So I keep focusing on my music and creating new things.
Has there ever been a moment in your life where you have thought it was just so overwhelming?
Yeah. Overwhelming as in like, what do I do next sort of a thing. It's like there's so much of outside pressure, or you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do better song. I'm like, no, I will just do my music. I will create what I like and be true to my art. I mean,
It's quite inspirational, actually.
Yeah. Time for a break. We'll see you on the other side.
Date with Danu, powered by
Welcome back to the show. We are speaking to global representatives. A special edition to Date with Danu. Wanted to speak about, we see racing like, ooh, that's it. Can I just get into a car and race?
I would say no.
See, this is what. I was told there is actually some kind of physical, like you need to like be physically fit. Like it's just like how you have to be.
But this is more.
Yeah, that's more. And apparently you lose 5 kilos when you do like one F1.
F1 race, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's an hour and 30 minutes.
There you
and
go. So I was thinking if I just sit next to him, I could lose like 2 kilos. That's like so good. You sit and lose weight. How cool is that? Please tell me about how important, like do you work out every day? Like do you work out?
Yeah, so in Formula 4 and the category I raced in last year, which was Euro Formula, the step up was really big because in Euro Formula there's higher G-forces. And G-forces is the speed you take around corners.
Thanks.
And
Thank you for keeping it simple like that.
yeah, no worries. It's the speed around corners and how tight you turn. So if it's like a tight corner and you're carrying loads of speed, your body is like, imagine you're in a car, right?
Right.
And sometimes when you do sharp turns,
Yeah.
so it's like that, but at 200 kilometers per hour plus.
Correct.
So what I do to work out, I usually train in the gym 3 to 4 times a week, 1 hour, and then obviously it's quite a long race, so you have to work on cardio as well. So I run as well 2 or 3 times a week, and then Sunday is usually my rest day. So that's the physical training that has to go. I started training properly at around 10 years old. Okay, but not weights and stuff, like just push-ups and
Yeah.
and now it's quite demanding. So yeah.
I watched Care Bear Countdown.
I'm questioning my existence as well.
I watched Care Bear Countdown when I was 10. I'm like, absolutely retarded I look right now. But tell me about this whole progress of, how you like need to jump places to get to, but you jump some middle part, like.
Yeah, so
I hope that question made sense.
no, it
You're
it
a
makes
higher
sense, yeah.
achiever in racing.
Let's say that. So I was in karting for quite a few years. I was in karting for 9 years actually. And usually when you're 15, you jump to Formula 4. So that's what I did. I went into Formula 4 the year I turned 16. And then, but basically, the year before Formula 4, I did shifter karts, which is go-karts with actual gears. And it's
Right.
not paddle shift, it's stick shift.
Okay.
And that's really physical, and not a lot of people do that. Some people just go from the normal karts straight to Formula 4. But I did the path that Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc did as well, which was do the shifter karts and then go to that. And then racing in Euro Formula, making the jump to that at the end of the year, which is also what Verstappen did. And he raced with Motorpark as well, which is who I raced with. So that was the kind of different route that I took, and it paid off quite well because actually those shifter karts are probably more physical than Formula 4. Not a lot of people know that. But yeah, that was the step I took.
Well, that's amazing. And the fact that, I will never know the amount of physical energy that it takes to do one full 1.5 hour
Race.
set. Yeah.
Well, now my races in Formula 4 and F3 are around 30 minutes. But then when you get to F1, it's an hour plus. So it's quite crazy.
I think your body is conditioned for it. From the age of 6, I think that's what your body
Once you
knows.
get there, yeah. I mean, it's been years, right? And you usually get into F1 early 20s. So yeah.
Now, Yohani had a song come out for her sister. This is the same sister who tends to lose a lot of things in her life, like jewelry, and because the initial show that Yohani came on with me, she said, I'm wearing my sister's jewelry, and she doesn't even know this. And then she's also done like press ads, press pictures where the sister has been like, is that mine? Because she was abroad.
Yeah. Even I did a song called Pehla Nasha about probably the second cover that I did on my YouTube. I was wearing her dress, a red dress that she never wore after that because she can't wear it. It's like everybody thinks it's yours.
So
But
you all have
yes.
like an year age gap?
Yeah.
And you all are very close?
Very close. We're like best friends because it's just 1 year and our friend circles
Very similar.
are very similar and we share almost
But
everything.
she looks like the more in control of what
She
she's doing.
is.
Yeah. She has a very motherly vibe about
She
her.
is. She's the more organized. she is the elder sister.
Although she's the youngest. And how did she receive the song? Was it the first time you performed for her at the wedding, or she has never heard it before?
She has never heard it before. So I was in Abu Dhabi doing the whole songwriting camp, and I landed in Sri Lanka one day before the wedding. So she was like annoyed at me because she's like, you're not there and all of that. But then I was like, yes, but I have a surprise. I wasn't going to perform it because it was a little bit too emotional.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's been so long that and we are like best friends, and we have no secrets. It's like, if you tell me not to tell her, I would tell her in the next minute.
Yeah, and saying that he told me not to tell
Not to
anyone.
tell her.
Yeah.
So it's like very close, but then I performed it, and I even at the concert I made her come on stage. She was annoyed at me for giving her only like 2 days notice to practice the piano, but she did it. She did a great job.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I was there at that concert. She played
Oh,
very
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you with your siblings?
So I have 2 twin brothers who are 15, so just 2 years younger than me, and then an Angi who's 13. So not too far in age, but we've had a few fights over the years. But
Of course.
yeah, I mean,
No fights means it's not fun.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, now that we're all in our teenage years and stuff, we're
Listen,
actually very close.
I'm
yeah.
in my 30s and I still fight. That's
Yeah.
no joy otherwise.
And that's just how siblings
Yohani
are.
can
yeah.
relate. She's also in her 30s.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. Physically, mentally, whatever
Mentally
you
not.
like. Okay.
Mentally we are never going to get there. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Physically, yeah. It's more fun that way. Otherwise, what's the point of having a sibling? It's boring.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah. It's terrible. We need to get into a break. When we do come back, we're going to ask some terrible questions. Because they told me not to, and I thought I should.
Date with Danu, powered by
Welcome back to the show. We are speaking to Yevan and Yohani. Our final segment on Date with Danu. It's a special edition made possible by our friends at Where?
Merc Stop.
Yeah. Great place to go, get your car, the love it deserves, and at the same time, if you want to look after your tires, you want to give it a nice new cut and polish, you want to get a paint job done, all of this will be done for you. And we are all getting one done free.
Tires.
Yeah. Absolutely great service, guaranteed. Now, they're
Batteries.
yeah, and they're the sponsors on the show. And you know, this guy gets, you know, he deserves it. You know, he's forever like there, doing cool stuff with cars. He needs all the pampering and love that your vehicle can get.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Once I get my license.
That is. Oh, you still can't drive on the
Yeah.
road. Jeez, this
Right?
is just really
Because
hard.
I'm 18 in July, so.
I know.
Yeah.
So I deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah, you can do
Actually,
the driving.
Yes, we.
Don't just go.
Sorry.
alone. It's no
I
process.
told you that I'm selfish.
Now, this you have an album coming out,
Yes,
Yeah.
I have my second studio album. I'm working on it.
and what is it called? Not Kelle.
That Kella
Kella.
was the first one.
Yeah.
That had yes. Sorry, Kella was the first
First one. This one is
And the second one is called Adare.
Adare.
Adare, and it's got 8 songs. Almost done producing it.
Music videos not shot still.
There's 2 happening end of February, but I have to go
Come
because I have
back.
a show in. I have to go to India and then UK, and then I'll be coming here to shoot it.
Amazing.
Super excited.
Brilliant. Great things coming your way with Yohani. Now, Yevan, tell me, you are going off to?
After this, I'll be going to Europe. I can't say where yet because
Oh,
my
okay.
plans are unannounced. Yeah. But I can say that I will be racing in European F3 level this year.
amazing.
With the goal of Formula 1, of course.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well, all what I can say is that it's amazing to, I sat and read through your achievements. It's brilliant. I don't think there are many 17-year-olds who can sit back and say, wow, I've worked so hard, I've achieved so much. And the fact that you don't even know the amount you've achieved. Because for you, it's just an everyday thing. It's remarkable. Well done.
Thank you
on
very
what you've
much.
done.
And you put it that way, it's quite interesting actually because, you never really reach an end point. So obviously my goal is still Formula One, like you said, and so I
even
just
that's
keep
not going to
focusing.
stop you. You just want more. After.
Yeah, exactly. It's just motivating, and sometimes it's nice to see the mountain you've climbed, but yeah, I'm always thinking about the next goal and staying focused and on track. So that's how I see it.
Brilliant. Well, I wish you only the best, and I'm not going to ask you terrible questions. It's just all wrapping up time. Amazing to see Sri Lankans really keeping the flag flying high, doing amazing things, and thanks for giving us this opportunity to have a chat with you. All the very best. And Yohani, I'll see you around.
Yes.
And well done on your concert, and more great things should follow. Our friends here at Cinnamon Live, thank you so very much for hosting us. Absolutely amazing. We loved everything here. And to the amazing team who is here, I've never had so many people on set to do a show.
There is quite a lot.
a lot of
Yeah.
people. On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for joining us today on our special edition. Until we see you again, keep smiling. It's a wrap.